All right, well, here we go. Hi, everyone. Glad you are here. This is our first in a long time executive director or above meeting. So it is early February, and I have been putting a lot of thought into this. If you guys know me, a lot of you guys mentor with me personally. I do not like meetings just to have meetings, right? I came from the corporate world. And I feel like unless you're going to sit around and you have something of value to bring, I don't think it's necessary. But I've really been thinking about this in terms of us as a leadership team and what we really could do together to really create for our organization, and really thought, you know what, it makes a whole lot of sense. One, I want to recognize you for where you are. We're defining leadership as Optavia does, which is an executive director or above. And I'm thrilled how this number keeps growing on our team. But I never want you guys to forget like how special this is, how unique this is, that, to be an executive director, like you are in the top 6% of the, of all coaches in the nation, which also means you're in the top 6% really of our organization as well, the number of clients you're representing. So you know what? I really want you guys to have a big voice and influence in what we do, right? We acquire clients, we support clients, we acquire coaches, we support coaches. So really wanted to be able to create a forum where I want you to be seen, but most importantly, I want you to be heard in terms of what do you feel could provide value to our organization? How can you contribute more to that? Because you guys, we all come to this with different unique skills and attributes that attract so many. So really, how can we collaborate? And that's one thing after all these years of coaching that I really am learning is the power of collaboration. And when we can learn to kind of put our egos to the side and learn to work together, that many hands make light work when we work together. So the other thing is that as you guys know, we're growing. Most of us are growing or want to grow by supporting other coaches, other people on our team. So it's a whole new skill set. It's leadership, it's personal development. So I want to be able to bring more of that. So much of what we do on Team Time and what I know Meg and Lauren do on their weekly coach call is so much of what we do is very much skills driven, right? We're trying to help or reinforce skills, hoping that what it is will be caught by those that need to do it. But, in entrepreneurship, it's the mindset, right? It's what's going on in here that can mess us up the most. Can I just get like a 1 in the chat if your mind has ever gotten in the way of your happiness, your joy, your growth with Optavia? Yeah, seem like triple ones, quadruple. Yeah. So that's really what I wanted to do, is just really to create this environment of safety, of community and connection at the leadership level. And because the one thing that I know, and we'll talk about this in a minute, in terms of, I want to go a little bit more into detail of in terms of like kind of the personal development and leadership portion of this today. But what gets in the way the most is in our thinking, right? And I was just sharing this with somebody else. The only reason somebody leaves coaching is because the noise in their head gets too loud. And at our, you guys have demonstrated that you've got the skills, right? You wouldn't be at the rank you are or have achieved at some point. You wouldn't be there if you didn't have the skills. And what I want to do is, and I am proud of, is that we have a business of longevity. Like put in the comments how long you've been coaching. All right. Because I want you guys to see with our team what I am really, really proud of, that we've created 9 years coaching, 10 months, all right, lots of different things, coming up on 6 years, 4 years, 7 years, 5.5 years, 1 year, 3.5, 8 years. March will be 7 years. All right. So we have a business of longevity, and that's what I want to be able to help you create. So if you're brand new to coaching, if you've gotten to this rank quickly, welcome. And it's awesome. And we want you to stay here and continue to grow and grow and grow. So awesome for that. And so what I want to do is really a pilot. I'm going to pilot this for about 6 months. We'll see how it goes. Future meetings will be the first Monday of every month at 3 p.m. So if you want to mark your calendar for that, the first Monday of every month at 3 p.m. And they're slotted for 45 minutes. My goal is if we can finish faster, great. But I think that's about all, we need. Again, with everyone providing some leadership, some personal development, some recognition. I also want to be able to give you when sometimes I know I kind of have a heads up of what's coming down the pike. And I would love to be able to give you guys advance notice of things that we have. And then something I'd really like to do is bring in some special guests for us. In the past, who was on? A couple of years, probably about 2 years ago, we were able to have Dan Bell come on. He spoke just specifically to our team. I had David Bush one time. Dave and I kind of collaborated. I spoke to his team and he spoke to ours. So would you guys like that? Just put a yes in the chat or whatever, if you'd like some guest speakers with it, maybe some personal development. Okay, cool. Well, that's the direction we're going. So I just wanted you to know that I've been putting a lot of thought in this because I really, really want it to be great value. I also want you to hear from other leaders too, right? So we'll have other people who are sharing. Lauren or Meg or one of them is going to share something really fun towards the end of this call with us as well. So very, very cool. So what I wanted to do, I'm not going to go back and forth too much with the PowerPoint, but I just wanted to do something special. I want to do for this group is recognize executive director or above. Now you are welcome to this call, even if my hope is if you're on this call, it's because you want to grow your business, right? And sometimes life happens, things happen, you might slip from a goal, but I'm not going to say oh, you didn't make it that last month, you can't be on. Because I'm thinking if you're going to invest your time to be on, you do want to grow and you could benefit from what's been shared here. But the also thing is I also want to help you guys create thriving, abundant businesses. And one thing I learned along the way was, especially with an executive director business, is just having a frontline volume of 6,000 or 6,001 can be a really stressful business, right? Have you ever been there trying to just reach the rank every month, just get to 6,000? Yeah, it's not really fun. And something that we've learned is that when people have a frontline volume of 10,000, 10 to 12,000 can be a really nice volume to carry if you're in position that you want to grow and you want to grow with coaches, right? That it just gives you a nice population of people that you are working with. So you might not be there, and we don't leap from where you are at $6,001 to 10,000. But what I did want to do is just take a minute and recognize those on our team who are operating at that level. So let me just pull this up for a second. Give me a minute. All right. Can you see my screen? Meg, can you just nod? Can you see my congrats to? Okay, cool. So this is our 10K club, we're going to call it. No particular order. Actually, I put it in alphabetical order. And there are people on here that range in what they do, but a lot of us are carrying these higher levels. So can we just give it a yay or congratulations to those that are here? Again, not to make you feel bad if you're not there, but it might be something to strive for if you haven't thought about it, right? To maybe set your goals to grow into this higher range. Again, because it makes for a less stressful business. You'll reach your rank earlier in the month, right? So then you're going to really be in that place of service to other people and not really just be trying to keep a rank. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about for a minute. I saw this yesterday and I thought it was really, oops, I thought it was next. Hang on. Maybe there it is. So the biggest wall you've got to climb is the one in your mind. Is that not true? Right. So the Dan Bell, if you guys attended in December, if you attended the Business Integration Summit, and then we actually did a team time around it, but we did a team time about a visioning of 2022. Where do we want to be? What do we want? And I really just want you to put a little thought into, are you where you want to be in your business? And have you set the vision for where you want to be? Or have you really done that? Because especially those of us that have been here for a long time, it's the lack of vision or the lack of clarity that actually things start to get harder. And that's when the noise can go up in your head that this starts to feel hard, right? Is that we don't have that vision. And I was fortunate to have I get mentored by Dan Bell. And what's interesting is what he's talked to me about at my level now versus what he talked about when I was executive director or regional director or whatever has not changed, because 90 to 95% of this business is mindset and motivation. So I would just challenge you to be thinking of, where are you like on your clarity of your goals? And are you in a place of creation? Because this business is a lot more fun when we are creating versus when we are like scarcity, or I've got to hang on to a rank, right? Or I've got to do this, or I should be further along, right? Have you ever said, I have to, I should, I ought? I'm sitting nodding heads. Yeah. Those are the things that, right? And what we want to do is realize that your business is just simply a snapshot. It's just a snapshot. Where your business is today could look completely different in 6 months. And most of that will change because of a little shift right here in the brain. So, there's scripture, there's parables, there's all sorts of things say, without vision, the people will perish, right? So having that vision, that clarity, and, I was going through that with Dan, at every level in this company, you've got to really figure out what you're creating. And for some of us, it's not really about, what I want to really emphasize is that it's not about money. It's not about rank. It's not about title, right? It really is what it's providing for you, what it's doing for you internally, and also what's it creating for you. Like, we want you to be able to live a life designed, right? A life designed for what you want. And that looks different to everybody. But like for me, this year was a total shift in my goal setting. Because I personally, if I'm just really vulnerable, I kind of lost my way. Like, what am I doing? What do I want? And so working with Dan was able to get back into a place of creation. And it was so funny, just like shifting to like, wow, wouldn't it be amazing as if an organization, we doubled the volume, we doubled the amount of people we were serving, we were helping. What if we were able to help X amount of people leave their jobs? What if we were able to help X amount of people create, you know what I mean? When I could get back into that creative space, it was like, woo, all the pistons were, everything was firing at that point. So I just really want to encourage you to get in that place of creation of what is it? Because Optavia is your vehicle. It is your vehicle. I mean, what's possible through this is absolutely extraordinary. And I think the only limitation would be is if we're dreaming too small, right? Or we're letting the noise in our head get in the way. And I just kind of wanted to wrap this part of it with this, is these are really the 5 things that I have learned will get in the way of you reaching your goals, or getting, starting to lose focus, or when this starts to feel hard, or when it just feels like, the first one is delay. So these are going to be all the D's, right? Because I'm D, right? So I'm going to give you 5 D's. So the first one is delay. And delay is, it's not happening at the pace that you want, or the person doesn't say yes at the pace that you want. They want to wait a bit, right? It's that delay, right? Which that comes back to us, and us navigating our expectations, managing our expectations, but more importantly, navigating our responses to that. So this is where that personal growth, right? Having to dig deeper, because whatever it is just is. And if we're so stressed about it, or it's not happening, usually it's telling us another story about maybe what it is we need to be working on in our business. The second is related, but it's disappointments. So it's disappointments, right? We didn't make the rank that we wanted, right? The person didn't say yes. The person we thought was going to be the phenomenal coach fell off the program in the first 3 weeks, right? Anybody you see at any level in this company, but the higher the level of disappointments and that the individual has gone through. So really getting into the mindset of playing the long game. Right? Just encourage you to think into the distance. What could you create in 5 years with this business? The fact that somebody said no today doesn't matter, because we're looking at the long game with it. Here's a big one: disapproval. right? Either fearing disapproval of other people, whether that's family members, your spouse, people in the world, fear of judgment out on social media, the disapproval thing. I think the desire to please other people is a really one that can hold you back, because to stand out in this world, we have to be different, right? We have to be willing to do that. And I couldn't get my notes quick enough, but they talked about that. It's on Saturday at the event. They said, anytime somebody's exposed to something new, first there's disbelief, right? They disbelieve, they criticize it. And then over time, it becomes it becomes undeniable, the results, right? And I can tell you from the beginning, like people that laughed and thought, well, what is she doing? And she's selling Medifast and this, that, the other, like what they see now is totally different. But if I had let the disapproval back then, or every step of the way, some people know my very best friend hates that I do this. She can't stand it. She can't stand that I post on social media, whatever. Strong disapproval, but we've made this agreement that we're just going to disagree about it. We're still going to be friends. But you know what? You got to be willing to know that, that's just her opinion. It's not truth. It's just opinion. The self-doubt, right? The self-doubt, I think, is going to be one of the biggest ones we have to face along the way. Can I get a 2 in the chat if you've ever expressed any doubt about your ability in this business? Just see it blow up for a second. Yeah. So I heard something really cool the other day. A lot of my own personal growth, even some counseling I've been having, I've learned about the power of recognizing these feelings in ourselves. And it's important to acknowledge them, right? But because what gets in the way is when it's running in the back, right? It's the tape playing in the background. I've been realizing the voice of self-doubt is back there. But I heard this and I thought it was so cool around self-doubt. It was like, recognize the self-doubt, like kind of look over your shoulder, like, I see you, right? I see you there. And bring it with you on the journey, right? So I think we can get messed up thinking, why am I doubting myself, right? Or I can't do it. Or the voice of self-doubt screams louder. Just bring it with you. Right. And not even the mindset, like, I'll show you, just like, I see you doubt, but let's go. We're going to take that next step. And then the last one, and I think this is the hardest one as us as individuals to see, is distraction. Because most of us do this with, we've got life happening around us. And I personally have been going through some really hard things in my life. And I know personally on this line that a lot of people on this line are going through some personal hard things, or have gone through some personal hard things. And what I've seen through the years is that, something like an Optavia, where we're not punching the clock, because remember, 80% of us are in the employee mindset, right? We're doing what we think we have to do. When this becomes not a have to do, it can be, we start to put it on the shelf, right? Because we've got to deal with the storm over here. And here's what we really liked, and here's what brought us great joy, but suddenly it's an inconvenience and a nuisance, right? And so we get distracted by the life, right? And what we want to be able to teach and help you see is the ability that it doesn't take much, right? Small hinges swing big gates. It doesn't take much, but we can continue to do both. Because I don't want to ignore the hard stuff and the recognition, because it's real. It's real, but there's ways that we can navigate, right? Maybe you can't go full steam, right? But it doesn't have to go on the shelf. And we offer a lot, you guys. I know that we offer a lot of different things. I get a lot of feedback on that, a lot of meetings, a lot of this and that. Work with your mentor based on your goals, your dreams, what you want, where you are, what you have going on in life. Work with your mentor on what is most important, because it is not intended for you to attend it all. We offer a lot, but it's not intended for you to attend it all. And it's all recorded as well. So if you want to go back to it, you can, some things it's not going to make sense to you, but we do want to offer it a lot to you. So I'm going to show you a couple quick slides here just to give you some additional information of what's coming up. And then I want Meg or Lauren to come on for a minute. So hang on one second. So we've got, speaking of a lot going on, but we've got Grow Global coming up. So that is our event that's coming up in April. And this is for those of us that want to grow a bigger business and most particularly grow a bigger business through sponsoring. So I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea and an understanding because we're starting to have a lot of things available to us. And I kind of wanted to give you an understanding of where this is all coming from, et cetera. So we've got Optavia, right? We've got corporate Optavia, and Optavia offers us our national convention every year, which we'll talk about in a second because all the details on that are going to be rolling out next week. But we've got convention, and they're really the powerhouse of that. And then they also have like on every 60 days, they offer like a health and hope night for us. And those are the larger Optavia driven events. The other things that we have, like the Awaken event that we're going to have for executive directors and above is in October for our team. And something like this, these are called field-led events. So Grow Global, this one is offered by Dan Bell and Dr. A. So we are really lucky. And also he has partnered with, they have partnered with Terry Miller. So Terry Miller has a huge organization. And under Terry Miller, Terry and David Miller is Doug Wood and Dan Valentine. And they have a huge organization themselves. So Doug Wood and Dan Valentine, they've got enough leverage on so many integrated presidential directors, so much leadership that they are actually kind of doing their own things, right? And we've had the privilege to participate in some of their boot camps, but those are created and primarily for them. Something like this in Grow Global, this is for the rest of us that are not in that, primarily under that umbrella. And in Grow Global, I mean, just to give you an idea, if you've been on the fence, whether or not you want to attend, it's supposed to be about 1,400 people. Dr. A, Dan Bell, Jamil Frazier, Dr. J.C. Dornick, Dr. Ken Kochman, Amber and Jared Smithson. I'm trying to think of some of the Gaffneys, some of the integrated presidentials. Like there are some huge organizations. And the reason why I have chosen to be a part of this, Dan Bell is my mentor, and I want to always keep us open to everything that they offer, is because it's important for us as we're learning and growing to hear from a lot of different voices, right? I think back to when I was growing, different people's voices are going to speak to you in different ways. And we've got a phenomenal rockin' team, but I want you guys to see this even bigger than this. So that's why participating in something like this can really be a game changer for your business. So I showed this on Monday night, but I love this because it's 3 screens of people that we have 51 people in our organization that have qualified for this event. So yay to you guys. This is hands up. This is applause. Did you know that? Like on Zoom, that's applause. But we've had 51 people who qualify for this. So really exciting. And so congratulations. So you're on this call. Congratulations. Many of you guys have qualified for the Leadership Day. That's an 8-point ED or higher. And you can still join in that if you haven't been an 8-point ED yet or you want to. But and then I just want to give you kind of an update of where we are with this. 1,400 spots are available total. 980 of them are reserved. So if you qualify and you've been on the fence, I encourage you to go ahead and register. This is who I'm aware of that registered. If you've registered and you're not on this list, let me know. Or if maybe you registered since I just checked the last spreadsheet. So this is going to be great. And I wanted to clarify that with the event on Friday night, there's going to be a great party. They're doing a glow party, which is going to be super fun. So we're going to all get together. We're going to have a great time together at that. The event ends Saturday at 4, and we are not going to plan a team time or anything that night for it. So so you're free to choose to pick your flight early evening or whatever if you want to go ahead and plan that and get home. If you've been wondering about the rooms and the room block, it is open and it's open in a staggered format. So the way it works is last night it was open to globals and integrated presidential directors. Tonight, I thought I had this written down. Oh, okay, I do. Tonight at 9 p.m., integrated nationals and above should get their email with the link to the room block. Okay, so if you're registered, you should get the room block. Tomorrow on Friday at 9 p.m., they're going to send it to everybody who is registered for the leadership day. So those are your 8-point EDs. You'll get it tomorrow. And then Saturday at 9 is everyone else who is registered. So they think they have adequate space at the Omni. They do have overflow if needed, but and only one room can be reserved per person. So we can't reserve or hold for your team or any of that. All right, so that is that. I'm gonna stop that share. The couple other things that are coming up. This Saturday starts the launch boot camp. So this is, again, in that same umbrella of Dan Bell and Terry Miller and Dr. A. This one starts this Saturday at 11. And it's going to be phenomenal, great. It's going to go through all the fundamentals in order of Dan's model. So encourage you to participate in that. You may be involved in the Dan Valentine one right now. If you want to finish that up, that's fine. But if you haven't, this would be a great one to join and really work with your teams on participating with you. Those of you guys that do support other coaches, these kind of events, the boot camps, that's where we really learn the skills and that are challenged with the action steps. And then convention is going to open next week, you guys, to register next week. And so be on the lookout for that. We got a sneak peek into what's going to be happening at State Farm Arena. I'm seeing Meg and Frank and Shauna and Lauren smiling and nodding because like we know what you don't know. It's right. It's like taking the family to Disney. So it's going to be at State Farm Arena. Absolutely incredible. What they have planned for us this year is a do not miss. And being in the arena setting is going to be so much better for us that we'll there's not a bad seat in the house. So it's going to be something that you're going to want to be a part of. And most importantly, especially at our level, we want to be thinking about who are you bringing with you? Convention is all about who are you bringing with you. There will be a FIBIC party, an incredible FIBIC party. They will announce the qualification guidelines for that. That is always a blast. They always have an incredible headliner musician with it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you've been working towards that rank or you have that rank, that is something you're going to definitely want to continue to work on because it's going to be great. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, kind of when I said, great minds, working together in collaboration, why it works so well. And one thing that we do, and I think works really well, is very often ideas are kind of piloted. We watch what's happening with them. And then when they're going great, that's when it's time to maybe introduce on a larger level. So Lauren and Meg have, for several months, I'll let them give the details of it, for several months have been doing a different kind of community call. We've got the Monday nights calls available for our clients, but they've been offering a second client call to their clients. And it is really, they are just crushing it on attendance, participation, and most importantly, I think client integration and conversion to coaches. So Lauren and Meg, I'll let you guys take it to share a little bit about that and what we've got planned for the team.
Yeah, I'm so excited to share about this. We've actually been doing this for almost a year. So I looked back, we started the beginning of April of last year. And when we first started, we maybe had, 20 clients and coaches, mostly coaches on these calls. And we just kept going. Every week we do a different topic. We allow time at the end for people to share victories, to share, what they're excited about in their journeys. And we had almost 90 people on our call the last 2 weeks. And it's something that our clients talk about all the time. It's so cool because they're getting to know each other. There's this great community building happening. It's so great because it helps us as coaches to identify potential coaches, because who are the clients who are showing up every week? It's a great way. A lot of my clients that show up, I say, hey, feel free to come to our coaching calls as well. If you think this community is awesome, just wait till you see the coaching community. And so it's been something we've got incredible feedback from. Like I said, we've had a ton of growth in this. We record all of them. So we have a bank of, you've probably seen it on your link tree. We have a bank of client calls on there. So today I was talking to somebody that was struggling with weekends. And I said, hey, we did a great client call on this. Go to your link tree and you can look at that. So it's just been so powerful. And we've just, like I said, gotten really great feedback. Recently, we did a hope and health night, and there were so many, clients who shared their stories. Several of them became coaches afterwards because of the incredible feedback that they got and the encouragement that they got on their own journey. We're really excited to open this up. We're honestly excited to have more help because it's been something that's rested mostly on Meg and my shoulders and a few of our, our FIBICs. And so we're just really excited to be able to hear your voices, to be able to allow the opportunity for others to speak, and to really be able to highlight your clients and your coaches. So, and Meg, I'm going to pass it to you in case there's anything you wanted to add in.
Yeah, no. Thanks, Lauren. You did a great job. And shout out to Jordan Rosa, who brought this idea to us, and just shows like the collaboration of all of us is just so important. And she got the idea from an IPD who has had tremendous success with these community calls. And so I don't know about you, but as a leader with a growing organization, I start to feel like, man, I hope some of the coaches I'm bringing on are coaching their clients, right? And I don't get to know them as well. So what has been awesome about this community call is it's a great way for the coaches in your organization to get great live coaching and get better plugged in. The really cool thing is we're going to start live streaming it into Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. Highly recommend you let your clients know about attending live via the Zoom webinar, but they can watch it through the live stream as well. The links are already in your link tree. So some of you have already been seeing that. So you already have access to everything that's coming out. And I'm just excited about what happens, what's going to happen, the coaching, the sharing. We know that we are better when we're together. So just excited and grateful to be able to partner with all of you on this and be able to help more clients and convert more clients to coaches. And side note, it's so fun to be on this call where there's 29 of us live and like probably 1 million that are going to watch the recording. I remember when there were 4 of us on this ED Zoom call, like back in the day. So it just shows like when your heart's in the right place and you grow. Dee, you've done an incredible job creating this incredible team. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Meg, can you describe, like yesterday we met a little bit, just kind of, and like first, I don't know that everybody knows when the call is, right? So when the call is, and then kind of what does it look like? And then how are we going to incorporate the EDs on this call into it? Like what's kind of the format of the call, and then how will they be involved?
Yes, great question. Okay, so the call is on Tuesday evenings from 8 to 8:30 Eastern. And we are really good about stopping it right at 8:30. They are all recorded, and we upload all the recordings into a Google Doc that's on the bottom of your link tree if you want to see it. The main objective for this is for clients to get plugged in, for them to get good coaching, and for them to be able to celebrate their victories and to also ask questions if they need help or they're experiencing challenges. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, as we get started here, we're going to have an IND and above open the call and welcome everybody and ask people to put in the chat what their victories are, get some excitement going on there. And then we'll have 5 minutes or so of just wins. And then there's going to be 5 minutes of training or, something that's going to move them forward in their health journey. Melanie Hart did a great call last week on the power of focus and kind of brought in vision boards, which was incredible. And then there'll be so we want you as EDs to do that 5 minutes of training. So each IND or above is going to ask one of their EDs to do the training segment. So do that 5 minutes. And then this is the really cool part. We're going to ask for you as the ED to think of 2 clients that you want to highlight, that you're going to have them share their story on Zoom. And pro tip, I really recommend that be somebody you want to say yes to coaching, but's kind of been on the fence. Because man, it is a great way to convert them into coaches. So then we're going to have 5 minutes of hearing your clients' stories as an ED. And then we're just going to have some open time for people to ask questions, for people to celebrate, share obstacles, and really have this great coaching environment. So I don't know, Dee, if I missed anything. Okay. But we are really excited about what this is going to look like and partnering with you.
Awesome. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions around that? You can feel free to unmute.
I do. Meg, I was just listening to you. Maybe I misunderstood when you were talking about highlighting two people. Are you talking about like one person would highlight two people on one night? And then is that what I'm hearing?
Bingo. So let's say it's Dee's time as the IND above that she is leading the call. She might say, hey, Vicky, will you come up with 5 minutes of training? And yours might be how to incorporate exercise on the 5-in-1 plan, right? So you do 5 minutes of training on that. And then you would pick 2 of your clients that you want to become coaches and ask them to come on the call and share their story for about 2 minutes. So 2 people that you want to be coaches would share their story. Does that make sense? Cool. Any other questions out there?
And I'm thinking it could also be 2 people sharing how, like the topic that you're training on, how that topic helped them or moved them forward, or any particular things that, you know, so we could also make it relatable to the topic that you're talking about. You could, as the ED, you get to kind of have some free reign in there of what you think would be most helpful.
And I know our goal is going to be to kind of map out a schedule for 8 weeks at a time with this. So you'll have plenty of lead time before it's your time to host it. But also really talk about pertinent subjects. Like like Jordan and the whole, like there's so many people who have led these calls, and Meg and Lauren and Michelle, like I've seen so many, but we've tried to do a great job. I know they have done a great job really picking relevant topics. Really, really relevant, like the real stuff that people go through. And Lauren, do you want to describe just for a minute, like now that we've got the Monday night call available at 8 o'clock, you know, for clients, and then hours, they are different. So how do you offer that to people without it being too confusing?
Yeah. So I'll tell them up front, Monday night is kind of our national call. So it is led by top leaders in the company. It's kind of a great overall view. So, you know, I actually tell them, the Tuesday night calls are going to be priority because it's their community. And we try to really keep it off of topics that we know we're hearing from our clients that, you know, they might have obstacles with or that they need help with. And so I just tell them, this is your way to get really integrated and plugged into your community, to people that are doing this with you, to clients and coaches on our team. And so I tell them, you're welcome to join into both. They're both recorded. But, you know, I say the priority is going to be the Tuesday night call because it's more intimate and it's really, you know, going to be the people that are really on this journey with you, linking arms with you.
Yeah, I think it's great. The Monday night is like the webinar style, right? They're there. And then the Tuesday night is like this, right? So that it's more community, and we've upgraded to a larger room. So we have a space for 500, right? Isn't it gonna be fun when we've got 500 people on a call? And that's our real heart with this, is that we want to service our clients the best we can. We want to provide the content and the value, just like we're doing here for you, hopefully, is that we want to provide the best environment for them. And also, as they can see so much of what's available to them, what's possible. And then hopefully maybe, you know, make the decision if it's right for them to step into coaching as well. So I think it really aligns well with what our mission is, to help more people. I think I saw a question in the chat. Meg, you want to pick up on that one? It was like, when are we going to start this? When will it be live streamed?
We kind of thought about doing like a soft start and trying to live stream it this coming up Tuesday. But when we'll start collaborating will be in about 3 weeks or so, is when we'll actually start the collaboration process. But for the next 3 weeks, we're going to keep on leading it. We're going to make some changes to the structure like we talked about. But we're going to go ahead and start live streaming it. And then once we get our bearings, then we'll officially announce, hey, this is going on. Here's what you can expect. But we're doing a little bit of a soft start.
Yeah, gives us a little time. You can hop on yourself, watch 1 or 2 if you want to see, you know, become familiar with it before you start to roll out to your clients. But you can start inviting your clients now, right? Starting for this coming Tuesday. You guys create a flyer, right? You create something that we'll be able to post in Eat Live, right? With the topic.
Yeah, that's what That's what I was just going to speak to, Dee. We do have on the link tree a generalized flyer that actually has live links to both Monday nights and Tuesday nights client calls and an explanation of the difference between the two. But the goal is by every Sunday, we post the flyer for the week to come. So what we'll start doing is this Sunday, we'll post it in the Eat, Live, and Be Healthy group, and it'll either be up to the IND who's leading or the ED who's leading to make that. We usually make it on like Canva, keep it really simple. And you'll see the next 3 weeks, we'll be kind of modeling that for you guys as the dream team. So we already have the next kind of few mapped out. And then that way you could even tag people in the post on the Eat, Live, and Be Healthy group, and then it'll be live streamed in. So we're hopeful that this will allow more people to be aware of the calls and kind of a more, more of a consistency with people knowing about it and being able to join in. So yeah.
And honestly, you guys, just like events, right? Attendance at events takes some work at the beginning. Just really encourage you to partner with your clients directly. Like you attend, right? If they see you on, they're going to realize the importance of it. But also inviting them and sharing the value of why. And then when you see them on the call, you know what I mean? That's what's cool about this is you'll know that they were on, so that you can then, be able to text them during the call, or, hey, I see you, or message them directly. And so it just allows for that community and that touch, but it takes work. It takes work initially. Like, don't think that, think about it. Some people miss the fact that we're having this meeting, even though it was posted, right? They just missed the post. So we don't want to rely just on a post and Eat, Live, and Be Healthy as we're starting to build this. So I'm excited because as we talked about, just wrapping it up, as we talked about at the beginning, I also believe that this provides a huge opportunity for us to kind of step into that leadership role. We're blessed that we have so many EDs on our team, and I would love to have every ED speak on a team time if they wanted. It's just we get limited for time. So this gives us another opportunity that you can work on those skills, develop, be able to grow in a different way. So yeah, you can work with your coaches, you can, and like, I love the way that Lauren described, I saw a question, how do you help them prioritize? Just describe the difference and help them decide what's going to provide let them decide what are they looking for, what's going to provide the most value. I was on a call just before this with Terry Miller and Dan Bell with something else I'm going to be able to offer to you, but I am supposed to roll with it a little bit on my own before I roll it out to the team. But I'm just telling you, we've got some really, really great stuff available to us. So look like we are just about on our time. I am a stickler for ending on time. Do you guys like this? Just kind of put a yes, or like, can't wait till next month. Put something in the comments if you found this valuable. Again, just really want to be able to really celebrate you guys for where you are and what you're doing and the impact that you're making. So thank you for that. Thank you to Meg and DeLauren for sharing about that call. And we'll see you March 7th is the next one. Okay. Monday, March 7th. All right. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Thank you.